Hey there, I'm Alena Peach, one of the DJs on the New Music Show on WICB, which occurs every Monday from 8 to 9 p.m. And this week we're talking to you, Jonny, so would you mind just telling us a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, it's Jonny Perdue from Lost Beach. I'm the singer and guitar player.
On your Facebook page, Lost Beach is described as a cosmic rock band. How exactly would you describe that genre?
I think for us, it's kind of a accumulation of things. I grew up in Texas with a bit of a Southern background, and kind of an influence on that side of things. And then my bandmates are, some of them are from the beach in LA, and then the other one's from Jersey. So it's a bit of everything, but I think it kind of goes back to being a rock and roll band, but also having some Americana influence, but also having some of the edgier tones in there, kind of allowing us to take it from just a country place or just a rock place or just a punk place and put it in this own little category is kind of where we're at. So I think that's kind of what, cosmic's a bit of a vague thing, but it's been hard trying to find a title for us, and we feel that best fits us.
And I guess just in terms of title for us, where did the name Lost Beach come from?
The name Lost Beach, my last name means lost in French, and then we all reside on the beach in LA.
Who would you say are your biggest musical influences?
It ranges. I think it kind of starts from a kind of a blues place for me. Muddy Waters was a big influence for me. And then kind of moving up the years, I would go into, probably Bob Dylan to the Shins, to the Beatles. Now, it's ever evolving. I mean, a lot of the stuff I'm loving now is My Morning Jacket, big Ryan Adams fan, Tame Impala fan.
And so when you were younger and listening to more of those blues tracks, what kind of inspired you to want to get into playing music?
Growing up in Dallas, Texas, the blues scene is real rich there. So I grew up with a friend of mine, and his dad grew up with Stevie Ray Vaughan, so we were always in the lure of Stevie Ray Vaughan. He was a Dallas cat, so we kind of grew up around him, kind of hearing his songs around town, and it was a big influence in the city, and it's just a rich scene down there for the blues stuff. So it kind of made me want to get into that.
I see right now, it looks like your single Weighted Skye is doing pretty well. A couple stations have already picked it up, and you even are getting more followers by Spotify as the day grows. Why do you think that single's catching on?
But Weighted Skye, I don't know. I think it's a bit unapologetic. It kind of yields a lot of the angst that maybe I had when I was writing it, and it just seems like I wrote it from such a honest place. I just feel like it just kind of hit home perfectly, and luckily, people are reacting well with it.
Yeah, and I guess just going off into that persona, because like the chorus for the song, it has lyrics like "It ain't for nothing." Just what was it like writing the song for you, or how does the songwriting process work?
For me, it kind of starts with a melody on the guitar, and then I'm kind of phonetically working through the song, just to find that vocal melody. So I have this riff on the guitar, or I'll have this chord arrangement on the guitar, and then I'll just kind of phonetically sing through it. And then I'll find bits and pieces in there that are kind of subconsciously coming through, and I kind of write off of that. So it kind of starts from a really subconscious place, and then I realize, it's coming from a place, that I probably, I want to talk about. I just don't know how to articulate without sitting down with a guitar and kind of letting my mind go, and it just kind of happened naturally. So that's how that one happened.
And as far as your other songs, do the bandmates ever chip in, or do you kind of come up with maybe the lyrics and then they'll add on to the melody, or how's that work?
Well, early on, it was early on in the Lost Beach thing. It was mainly me coming in with the songs, and I may still kind of come in with the riff of stuff and a lot of the lyrics. But now Steve Stout, who's kind of my partner in this at the moment, he's been a big asset in terms of chord arrangements and tones, and even some kind of producing the vocals as I sing them, and certain style, and maybe a different melody arrangement.
And I guess I'm going to put you on the spot right now. If you had to describe each member in the band and either give them maybe one personality type or one key characteristic about them, what do you think that would be?
Uh, that's a good question. I think I look at Davey Latterer, at the drummer, as he's kind of the oracle. He's the older guy in the band, but he's also better looking than all of us and more in shape than all of us. And he's been around so long, so he's kind of like he's kind of the guy that will come up and say you messed that lyric up and you shouldn't do that. And then Zach West, the bass player, he in my opinion is probably the funniest guy in the band. He's just a total character. I think I think he kind of brings this kind of like sketch comedy wit to the band, which keeps everybody at ease. Davey Allen, the piano player, is like the hippie, total, like, quiet, like, right on guy. Like, he's just the most easygoing guy you'll ever meet in your life. Nicest guy you'll ever meet in your life, and amazing player. He's on the road with Eric Burden and the Animals right now. But he's awesome. He's just like super easygoing. And then Steve is like the science lab guy. He's just like nerds out on tones and nerds out on guitar, trinkets and stuff like that. So he's funny in that way. And then I don't know, with me, I just like to keep it loose and have fun, and I don't know what I would be.
Yeah, no, it's a hard question. But just in terms of keeping it loose and having fun, I just kind of like to ask this when I get close to the ending point of an interview, see if it leads to anywhere else interesting. But if you could have one superpower that could solve any first world problem, what would it be and why?
Maybe the ability to make people love, and it sounds like trite and simple, but like maybe maybe the answer is trite and simple, So I I don't know, maybe the ability just to make people, have fun and love each other.